Raz Imports is one of our favourite suppliers of beautiful Christmas decorations, and each year they put together looks and themes for us to use as inspiration and to show us how beautiful to display our pieces when we get them in our homes. So last week I shared part 1 of the Raz themes for 2024, and today I'm thrilled to share part 2. I hope you enjoy it. So let's get straight into it. As I did last week, I have created a beautiful collection of the images that Raz have shared with us that, as I say, they give us these photos so we can show you how the decorations look as an entire scene and theme, and hopefully inspire you to try to create those looks for yourself at home. All right, so let's go to Christmas 2024 part 2. So the first thing we're looking at today is Christmas in the garden. So you've got, again, like last week, we've got a lot of green as the base coming through this year. We over the last, I'd say good 7 or 8 years, flock trees have been the trees that we've primarily seen our suppliers use as the base trees when they've done their decorating, and not that much sort of focus has been put on foliage, whereas the last sort of couple of years we're really starting to see the green tree become the hero again, and you can see it again in this theme here. So you've got the red, and then you've got beautiful flowers in sort of creamy pinky tones, white, red and white together, so a little bit of check, and the green, the freshness, obviously the green foliage as well. I think this is an incredibly pretty theme. I think it's beautiful. It's traditional in the sense that it's got the red, white and green, but a more modern, slightly feminine slant to it, and the use of the flowers, obviously. Some people don't love putting flowers in their trees, but it's a very pretty option for your Christmas decorating. You can see also that they're using sort of that distressed wood kind of look as part of the pieces to complement the theme as well. Like I said last week, the Raz provides us with some beautiful images that shows us how we can put pieces together as well. I really love on the left the image that shows some of the foliage put with a couple of the really pretty flowers. You could have this, she's obviously holding it there, but it could be sitting in a vase on the table. You add a little bit of the ribbon that you've got in your tree, a few decorations, something like those baubles. If you're wanting to do a piece like that and put it in a vase, you can use a wire that you feed through and double up on the baubles, and then you can push that wire into the vase as a way of sitting those balls in the front of your display and making them quite secure. So I think that's a really pretty combination of the elements for this theme. I put the image on the right because I really love the way they use cardinals as one of the sort of repeating elements in this theme as well. And it's, again, cardinals are great, work across traditional themes as well as your fresh newer themes if you want, but a traditional element for Christmas, obviously cardinals. Some of them will be actual feathers in them. These ones look like they're a resin cardinal there. You can also see that they've got just the cardinals sitting in a bowl with some fake snow, a few baubles. You'll see in a lot of the photos that Raz have this sort of fake snow that you can buy in bags from your retailers. I know My Christmas has it this year, and it's a great option for just, again, bringing your looks together and creating a full finished sort of piece out of a few separate elements. If you just put your birds and a few balls on a table, it look like you're sort of halfway through decorating the tree, but on a bowl like that, it looks like a finished piece. All right, very sweet little dog that they've got there with his Christmas bow as well. You can see the ribbon really is a highlight on the gorgeous garland that they've got in that photo around the doorway. So the red and white check ribbon, and then lots of the red baubles on there, a few of the bells in the white, sort of the distressed finish, and then adding a couple of flowers as well. Again, you've got that fresh green foliage as a part of that, which becomes the hero in that look. On the right hand side is quite a different look for this theme with your snowmen, but you've got your red sleigh again. Again, you've got your foliage being brought into it. I love just on the left hand side of the photos, you can see a bowl with the holly in there, a bowl with red berries, the snowman head on the wreath in the doorway. The wreath itself is just plain green with, again, with berries. So lots of repeats of simple elements, lots put together into bowls, into vases to create that sort of wow factor and to be able to just sit in the corner of your home, and then a few decorative pieces to finish it off. At the top, you can also see the sort of draping cedar garland you've got being used in the just around the roof line there, and that sort of style of drapey garland is very popular for this year. All right, so moving straight on to the next theme, which are very similar to Christmas traditions, but here you've got the gold. So you've got your red and green, and then more of the gold element added. So far more classic. Again, beautiful image they've created for us with the garland on the fireplace. Again, lush. I feel like their garlands they've used a lot more this year, really made those pieces that are the absolute wow factor when someone walks into the house. So you don't have to have necessarily lots and lots and lots of pieces around your home, but if you make a couple of pieces, for me, I love to have a garland above my mirror. I have a obviously couple of Christmas trees, and then I'll do a couple of tabletop displays, and they're pretty much it. So I have a lot of free space. I don't have decorations sort of all over the place, but it does create every sort of when you turn, you can look at another piece. It's a bit of a wow factor, and I think they've created that beautifully there with the garland. I also think that these nutcrackers on the right that are designed to hang on the wall are quite sensational. The smaller one on the right would be beautiful in the middle of a wreath. The one on the left, you could use him on a larger wreath, obviously, or you could have him sitting by himself on the wall there. So really, really pretty. As I mentioned earlier, you've got that snowy effect first of all on this, just to show you how it keeps repeating. You've also got that draping foliage in the back. Again, such a big element this year. And then with the flowers, whereas in the last scene we had just plain red, we've got the gold edged on the flowers with some berries again. Lots of beautiful trees that can be used to repeat through your decorating, and you've got the glass. I really like the green and red glass trees on the left hand side. The bottle brush trees are always great and popular for decorating, and then the more mercury finish of the set of trees on the right hand side, the glass ones. Santa, traditional with his gold vest to bring that sort of regal, opulent feel to it. And then two ways to use your nutcrackers and soldiers in your decorating here. So again, you've got in the image on the left, you've got more of the soldiers with again, the way they've just draped that garland down their display, sort of through from a higher spot, which they've done with lanterns. So you can see it's actually a gold lantern sitting at the top there, and they've used that to create the height to be able to cascade that garland down through the display. And then really there's only bunches of berries. I would say there's probably a red ball garland maybe through that, or just more bunches of red berry picks, and then the very large flower in the middle, and sort of medium-sized flowers at the top and the bottom of that. But very pretty and lovely the way they've worked it through the layering to create that entire cascade through down the look there. And to finish it off, on the doors inside, you can use wreaths very often inside the house. They do not have to just be on the front door, and having them sitting on the door there is a lovely way to finish off that display. And then on the right hand side, we've had these sort of soldiers with the black and white pants for a couple of years in different variations. He's still an absolute favorite of mine. I think it's gorgeous. I think the pop of black and white is really beautiful, very elegant, a little bit more sort of modern than just the red and green and gold. And actually this photo also shows you how the green that they're using is a little bit brighter. So it's not the old emerald green. These days the green is a little bit brighter green. So you do see it against your greenery. It doesn't sort of totally disappear, which I used to find the emerald would. You can see also the nutcracker that's sitting in the wreath at the back. So he's got a bow that they've just placed at the top and then sitting him in the wreath. I believe that is the larger wreath and a larger nutcracker in that image, but it would also work with the smaller size. They've also used some of the drums. So drums, I've seen a number of the drums around this year, and they're a great option as either risers if you turn them over so you can sit a piece on top of them, or you can also fill them with decorations like they've done here, or picks to add a little bit of finish to the display. I also think that what they've done here with the wrapping of the presents in the box, I like that as a way of, again, changing your heights up and creating a look. I actually am thinking I might try something like this at the base of my garland this year in the hallway. I've got a little bit of space, and that way I can sort of spread a little bit more display out by having more height for my feature piece, and then adding a smaller piece underneath like they've done here. Really pretty combination. All right, on to our next theme called Good Tidings. I'm going to call this sort of really a boho sort of theme. The trees, you can see it's almost like a natural, I'm not sure if they're actually flocked, but sort of natural finish, obviously natural finish with the snowflakes, a little bit of sort of silver, champagne, tin, the wood in a light color, so earthy natural tones. You can see on the right hand side of the image some of the trees have got a little bit of more depth of color, but all very I use the word muted sort of tones, and very soft finish. So with the Santa here, again, you've quite a vintage vibe going on there, again with bottle brush trees surrounding him, and a wreath also inside the home as a way to finish it off. I think a wreath can also look great on a mirror if you're looking for how I can decorate, you know, inside your home. I think that's something else to consider. These nutcrackers that have got no face in the natural wood, I personally really love that sort of finish. Very simple lines to this whole look here, and the tin sleigh with the presents and decorations in there. You'll also see some of those balls there have got they're woven, so you've got lots of textures in this theme. The shiny balls of the silver, the textures of the kind of feathery finish, textures of the wood as well, which makes really very tactile kind of theme for this Good Tidings. And now we've got our snowflake soiree. So again, we had last week we had a theme that was creams and champagne golds and pearls. This one is more crystals and white and silver, but you can very much interchange the two or bring them together in one. You've probably got a little bit of platinum. The silver can sort of blend into platinum in this one, but you can see on the tree itself how they've bringing garlands in that are crystal garlands, hanging picks as well with elements of crystal in there. The ribbon has been used on the garland on that one as well, not in the tree itself, I don't think. Got to look, there's so much in these trees. Some people will look at these trees and go, oh, there's too much, I don't like that. Don't be put off. They're obviously here to show how to use their products, so they can be a little bit more over the top than you might do at home, but you can use them to see whether you like the looks and whether you like the color combinations, and then you can tone it back to what you want to have on your home. I love the photo of the elves here. We've used, when we had our retail store, we used to use elves often, or I've done it at home as well, where you have them hanging upside down, have them hanging off ladders. In this case, it's a chandelier. So don't be afraid to use them and incorporate them as part of your decorating, but also they are fun elements, so you can set them up. I've had stick trees where I've had the elves sort of hanging from their legs upside down. So some lots of different ways you can use them to add a little bit of fun and interest to the look. And underneath there you can see again we had the pink in the little cardboard houses, and now we've got more white and silver finish in this one. I think this whole look is quite stunning. The sleigh with the soft greenery, little bit of flocking on the greenery, light pine cones, silver. Again, you've got present wrapped in there, so you can incorporate the ribbons that you've got in your tree. If you've got extra ribbon, then you can wrap a few things to bring it together. They've used, you can see even the way they've put it together, they've layered underneath a piece of fabric, and we've got I know it's not a Raz piece, but Theatre's bringing in some beautiful furry table runners that you could probably do this with, and underneath they've obviously used different heights of materials so that they could create a sort of I'm going to call it a mountain effect, where you've got a higher space for the sleigh to sit, and then sort of coming down to a lower spot where the pine cone sits at the front. That nutcracker is also beautiful with the fur around his leg, the trim there, and just in that simple finish in the whites and silver, and then the trees, resin trees in the back. As I've mentioned before, I love having a number of different types of trees that I can pull together. I've got a couple of different colors, you know, your basic red, champagne, green, white I think I've got, so I can bring them into my decorating and bring my feature piece with that to sort of put it all together on the table. And this again, oh, I keep saying the same thing, I'm blown away. This is beautiful. Using a lit piece as a center, so that open ball as a centerpiece with an urn, and then the sprays with our cedar spray at the base of it, some flocked picks in there, and then ribbon. So you can see they actually kind of just you can even just loop ribbon together and tie it together, and then put it on a stem so you can put it into your foam to make this secure. Just a little side note, all the Raz candles are LED. If you're making any pieces like this, never use real candles. They're always to be LED, because it's obviously a fire hazard if you lit something like that. Yeah, and it just means you can have something battery operated that you can turn on very easily and create a absolutely stunning tabletop piece. They've also added that the base a little bit of just left some sort of crystal with a snowy finish and some of the lit balls there, which I think look quite amazing. All right, and now to a bit more fun, called Tinseltown. So very vintage, red and green and silver, the hero colors here. The tinsel tree you can see in there. Lots of the kind of reflector finish with the 50s sort of vibe to it, 50s vibe Santa. Even the ribbon you can see in the wreath by the fireplace, it's just got a bit of tinsel on the edge of it. So very much sort of fun tinsel theme, the old style snowman, the old style Santa that would have been sort of very much around in the 1950s, we will see in this theme. All right, so here's some beautiful lit little snowmen on the left-hand side, and again, just showing you ways you can decorate and display. They've used the top hats and use them as risers, so a nice way that you can bring your pieces together. If you wanted to make a smaller version of this, you could just have, you know, 2 of the snowmen or 3 snowmen together, and use the top hats to create that height to make it more interesting. On the right hand side, the sets of their little containers that have got the scenes on the top, so Santa, reindeer and snowman. That's sort of got that sugary kind of coating to it, so it really softens it. It sort of gives you quite a muted finish. Really lovely. Looks to me like, I think that was cardboard from memory, the material that's in there, and very much in keeping with the sort of 1950s vibe there. Your snowmen here that are serving trays as well, which are very sweet. So the bigger one is tall enough, I believe, to stand sort of on the floor, and then the one sort of towards the back would be more of a tabletop piece. You can also see in the garland here, again, lots and lots of baubles have been used in this. These would be shatterproof balls, but you do use a lot to create this, but you can see what an effect you get. And again, we're using these very big, in this case I would say they're 30 centimeter size balls at the top, which is 12 inches, sorry, at the top and the bottom, and sort of a few more of them at the bottom, which kind of just finishes the garland off rather than the garland just, you know, sort of ending. It is drawn into those balls that sit on the ground there, which is quite amazing. The other thing you're seeing in this theme is a few of the little lanterns, and in fact I'm going to pop back just there. Behind that buoy you can see those sort of candle holders, sorry, in different sizes there that are LED candle holders, which are really sweet. So there's a smaller version of it on the mantle there, or tabletop. And then you've got your new elves that go with this range. So again, your tinselly elves on the right hand side, holding sort of decoration. Then your red and white with a bit of tinsel on the left. Again, balls, lots and lots of balls in this theme, and tinsel, but it's not tinsel as in just throwing tinsel around the tree. It's tinsel more like those the tinsel tree of the past, or adding little bits to it, like the edge of the ribbons, like the elves themselves, just to sort of add that element without it sort of sometimes if you put tinsel around your tree you can lose a lot of what's on the tree, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the ball wreath is really pretty too, with definitely strong green, and then a few of the reflector balls in there with the tinsel, silver tinsel background. All right, I think we're almost done. We've got 2 to go. The Up on the Mountain theme is very much your sort of more coppers, bronze, the bells in the gold, the mossy green velvet ribbon you can see on here, earthy tones, woods going through the sort of darker woods. You can see even with the images behind with the reindeer themes, and you can see even the birch in that fireplace, the sort of lights in that one. So let's just go here. I think the photo on the right's a good one to sort of show you the pieces all brought together. So you can see with the Merry Christmas sign, you've got the wood, the natural wood finish. He's got the fur on him, so you've got a bit of fur. Then in the wreath behind, you've got the bells and the ribbon in that sort of coppery color ribbon. We saw in the previous image also some moss color ribbons. And then in the image on the left, we've got more of the greenery. So again, we've got green being focused on here. You could also add the black trim to this, so you can see the lanterns they've used in this theme are the black lanterns, which and in the image on the left you can see a scene behind, which is a black sort of silhouette scene as well. And the Woodland Wonder theme is our final theme, I believe. So this one is using the sort of mushrooms, again sort of mossy green, red, and natural woods, but quite, you know, this has got the red element, whereas if we go to this one, this is more about the coppers and the earthy tones. So you've got earthy tones in this, but with the red to add a pop. You can see also the candles sort of looking like they're hanging in the trees. They've become very popular this year. Really pretty look, all LED candles in the tree. They've also used just pieces of cut wood as bases to create scenes with those mushrooms throughout the base of the tree. So it's again finishing the tree off with scenes at the base, not just the tree itself. Obviously, if you've got your decorations going under the tree, that's not going to work because you need to be able to have space for that. But if you have a couple of trees in your house, it's a nice way to go. Some of the sort of the sugary sort of finish on the Santas there. Again, they're sitting on moss. Again, you've got green in your wreath. You've got the gold and the bells, and you've got that sort of more mossy green in the Santa on the right-hand side there. So bringing all those elements together in this theme. And then with this fireplace, the hero is definitely the drapey foliage of the cedar. Might have some Norway spruce in there as well, primarily those cedar, I think, red berries and a couple of pine cones and mushrooms to finish off that look. And just a reminder, it's the Christmas coach. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd love you to do that. So, I'm Nicole Kelleher. I've been the owner of a Christmas store, My Christmas, for 17 years. I've actually just sold that business, and Tamara is now the owner of that store. But I still love Christmas. I still love sharing what I've learnt over those years and the beautiful suppliers I've been in touch with and become great friends with over that time. So, I'll continue to share lots of behind the scenes information on this channel. So, as I said, please subscribe if you've enjoyed this. For today, that's it. Hope you've had have a great day, and I will see you soon.